We're taking a break from Infinity Countdown to check out Cosmic Ghost Rider. And if you are not checking out this book yet, the best way I can describe it to you is fun. So let's check this out. First thing I have to do on this book is give you the background. I have to let you know who the Cosmic Ghost Rider is, because if you don't know, you're missing out on a lot of what is really making this storyline great and fun. So the Cosmic Ghost Rider comes out of the Thanos Wins storyline by Donny Cates. And in that storyline, Thanos destroys everybody. I mean, he just wipes everybody out. And part of that is he travels to Earth. And when he travels to Earth, he just decimates. He like rips Iron Man in half. He kills everybody. And Frank Castle, the Punisher, as he is dying, says, "Man, I would give anything to get back at this guy." And poof, he's sitting in front of Mephisto. And if you know anything about Marvel Comics, you know that Mephisto is just sitting out there waiting for those little words of, "I would give anything." And of course, he hits him with, "Hey, I'll give you the ability to get back at Thanos, to get your revenge. But it comes at a cost, and that cost is your soul. And you will be the Ghost Rider." And so he gets the spirit of vengeance. He becomes the Ghost Rider, and he kind of goes across this desolate wasteland where Thanos has pretty much killed everybody. So he doesn't have a lot to, Spirit of Vengeance is out there trying to wreak vengeance on everything, and there ain't a lot there to. So over time, he kind of goes mad. And finally, one day, he's out rolling around on the bike, and Galactus comes stumbling in on Earth. And you think he's there, he's there to consume a deserted world. Not the case. He's running. Galactus, devourer of worlds, is running from Thanos. And what happens here when Frank Castle meets Galactus is he tells him, "Look, our goals line up. Give me the power cosmic, and together we will ride against Thanos. And you can have Earth and eat it after we're done." And together, they're going to go and try to kill Thanos. Now, if you're interested in the Thanos Wins storyline, which is a great storyline, and you really need to check it out, big time spoilers here, but Galactus doesn't last long in that fight. And basically, Cosmic Ghost Rider becomes the right hand of Thanos. But it's a really good storyline. He's eventually killed by the Fallen One. Important to note here, and the Fallen One is basically the Silver Surfer. But when he kills the Cosmic Ghost Rider, at that point, he is wielding Mjolnir. And that is part of the reason that Odin allows Frank Castle into Valhalla, because how he feels towards Mjolnir. And while he's in Valhalla, Frank Castle cannot rest. He is still up in Valhalla trying to just seek vengeance on people for things they did wrong, even perceived wrongs, such as slaying a goblin horde, which included women and children. And he actually cuts the end of a guy's nose off once he realizes he can't kill people. He states, "Hey, I can't kill people, but cutting the ends of people's noses off, that just tends to get their attention." Well, eventually Odin just has had enough of this. He's like, "Look, Frank Castle, you're never going to rest. You will always be the Punisher. You will always seek that. So basically, I'm giving you your stuff back." And Frank Castle sits there looking at the basically Spirit of Vengeance bottled up and says, "I've traveled that road. I don't want to go back down it." And Odin says, "I'm not asking." And he just busts, boom. He's Frank Castle is the Cosmic Ghost Rider again. And he is told he's leaving. And the last thing he asks for is he asks to be sent back in time so he can take out Thanos in his crib. And Frank Castle's his inner monologue here makes sense. All these time travelers, all these shenanigans through time and space, all through Marvel, and nobody just went back to Titan and blew away Thanos while he was in the crib. And that's when he has the moment of, it finally happened. It did. And he pulls up, he points his gun at the crib, and Thanos just attacks him. Little baby Thanos just throws himself and attacks him. So Ghost Rider instantly hits him with a penance stare. Now, those not familiar with Ghost Rider, the penance stare is basically he gazes you in the eyes, and when he does, you feel all the pain instantly that you've ever inflicted on somebody. So this doesn't have an effect on baby Thanos because he's an innocent, and Frank Castle realizes that, and he can't do it. He cannot kill an innocent. And when he just decides, hey, if I leave him here, he becomes a monster. So I'm taking him with me. And that is how we begin the Cosmic Ghost Rider quest. In Cosmic Ghost Rider number 2, basically, to break this down really quickly, is you had Frank Castle kind of with an inner monologue. What am I doing? How am I going to do this? He's trying to protect baby Thanos. He's trying to make sure, he's telling him, hey, you don't murder. And he's trying to defend him, to be careful about what he sees to a degree. I mean, he is hanging out with him in a bar. Come on, Frank. You had kids. I know you're crazy now. So, anyways, he goes and actually, he goes and seeks out Galactus for help. And Galactus, because it's an altered timeline, doesn't remember him. So Galactus reads the mind. Actually, Frank says, hey, read my mind. You and see it for yourself. And he does. And he realizes that they were allies, at least. Galactus says allies. Frank says friends. And that they were working together on a goal. And he also sees that Thanos killed Galactus in the Thanos Wins storyline. So Galactus isn't too sure about it, but right before they can get into it, the new Guardians of the Galaxy show up, led by Cable. And that is where we will begin on Cosmic Ghost Rider number 3. And that is where we kick off Cosmic Ghost Rider number 3. Right off the bat, the new Guardians of the Galaxy, right behind the Cosmic Ghost Rider, trying to run him down, and Ghost Rider, Frank Castle, trying to explain to Thanos, yeah, I could kill all these people, but I'm trying to lead by example here. I'm trying to do better by you, kid. And you have an awesome mismatch of characters pursuing him. And of course, you got Cable leading the way, but you also have Juggerduck, which is Howard the Duck, combined with the unstoppable Juggernaut, which is pretty hilarious. You have Jubilee. You have Iron Groot, which is Rocket piloting a mech suit made out of Groot. And then you have Captain Marvel, Kamala Khan, who is a combination of Captain Marvel wielding the shield, and we find out later also Iron Fist. So she's got like all the powers, I guess. But if we're being honest, we like this version a lot better than the Exiles version that looks like a skunk. Well, when the Guardians finally catch up to Frank, he is trying to explain that, look, time is malleable. He's arguing with them. And in the meantime, right after this new Kamala Khan calls him stupid, he points out the fact that, yeah, I'm the stupid one. I'm not the one who forgot about the giant purple guy standing behind you. And Galactus just blasts the Guardians, and they are done. And then, unfortunately for Thanos and Frank Castle, he turns around and says, look, I cannot stand by and let this guy who is going to kill Galactus live. I will revenge Galactus. So Frank kind of flakes off and goes, hey, just give me a minute. Let me go take care of Cable. He's still alive for some reason. And this is where the fun in this comic truly begins, because Cable starts sliding through time and trying to solve these problems and trying to put together these teams to defeat the Cosmic Ghost Rider. And the first thing he does, he slides through time, comes back, and through the use of Pym particles, shrinks Galactus, loads him in a grenade launcher, and launches him into space. And immediately after this, Cable turns around, slides again, and comes back with another team. and explains to Frank, look, I've got people lined up in the future looking to come back through and have a shot at this guy. So I'm just going to keep bringing him. And he does. And it is insane. But before the fight really kicks off, in a hilarious part, Frank Castle takes Thanos, tosses him to Uatu the Watcher, and says, "Hold my baby." And it's a great moment. But right after that, Frank Castle just goes full cosmic Ghost Rider on these folks and just starts ripping them in half. Every single team that Cable brings at him, he just keeps sliding back and having to take more and more time to be between slides to try to put a team together. And he's like, this is all you got? These teams just one after another until you hit this 2-page spread of Frank Castle, Cosmic Ghost Rider, just destroying the Marvel Universe, from the Inhumans to the Avengers to the X-Men to everybody. Nobody stood a chance. He just whipped them all. Then after ripping through all the heroes that you can think of, suddenly Iron Fist 2.0 knocks him out. You have She-Hulk and some other background characters, female Hawkeye, come and finally take him out. He's pounded into the ground for 15 minutes, but of course, being the Ghost Rider, he regenerates and awakens to baby Thanos beating Cable with his own arm. And Cable, of course, goes to slide again, and Frank is like, that is enough. And he heads over that way, and before he can, boom! Cable's gone. Cable just got blowed up. He turns, and there is his baby boy all growed up, saying, "Hey, Dad, sorry I'm late." And you have Thanos, the Punisher. And this was pretty awesome to see. And overall, this entire series has been excellent. It's been a lot of fun. It keeps you guessing. One thing after another. You're just excited to read it. And I'm actually disappointed that it's only going to be a 5-issue series. So I'm bummed about that. But I also know that Cosmic Ghost Rider has already popped up in the Thanos Legacy story, which I may or may not review. I don't know yet. Something I haven't really even touched on is the funny stuff that comes out of Uatu the Watcher and his witnessing, as he says it, the dumbest moment in history. It's a great book. Go pick this up. Go to your local bookstore. Pick up whatever they got off the shelf, 1, 2, or 3. All of them if you can, and get ready for number 4. Definitely a recommend. Right now, at this point, if you see Donny Cates on it, I definitely recommend picking it up. He's the best thing Marvel has going right now. With that being said, hey, please take the time, hit subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, leave me a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think, and I appreciate it, guys. Real Comic Stacks, out.